If you own a turntable and want it to actually sound the way vinyl is supposed to sound, the stereo receiver is the piece of equipment that makes or breaks the entire experience. The wrong choice leaves you with thin, flat sound. The right choice makes your records come alive in ways you did not know were possible. These are the 5 best stereo receivers available on Amazon right now.
The Yamaha RS202 is the receiver that proves you do not need to spend a lot of money to get genuinely good sound. It comes in at around $200 on Amazon, and it delivers Yamaha's legendary natural sound quality in the most accessible package the brand has ever offered at this price point. The brushed aluminum finish and clean front panel design make the RS202 look more expensive than it costs, and the build quality communicates a solidity that cheaper receivers in this price range simply cannot match. 2 speaker outputs allow you to run 2 separate speaker pairs from a single unit, which is a practical feature at this price. The sound character is warm and rich, with excellent bass depth, which suits jazz, classical, and vinyl listening particularly well. Audio Gurus describes the RS202 as delivering a warm, rich tone that fits medium-sized spaces and listeners who want more bass for jazz, classical, or movie evenings better than any competing receiver at this price. The honest limitation is that Bluetooth is not included, which means wireless streaming from your phone requires a separate adapter. There's also no phono input, so you'll need either a turntable with a built-in preamp or an external phono stage. But for pure sonic performance at $200, nothing on Amazon touches the Yamaha RS202.
The Sony STR-DH190 comes in at around $150, and it does something that almost no other receiver at this price manages to do correctly. It includes a built-in phono input, which means you can connect a turntable directly without purchasing any additional equipment. That single feature makes it the most plug-and-play receiver on this list. Bluetooth connectivity is included, which means you can stream music from your phone wirelessly to the same speakers your turntable uses. That combination of a phono input and Bluetooth at $150 makes the STR-DH190 an unusually complete package for a first stereo setup or a secondary room system. The sound character leans toward mid-range clarity, which means vocals and acoustic instruments sound clean and natural. Audio Gurus notes that the Sony shines in mid-range clarity and is ideal for compact environments and individuals who value clear voices, which makes it a particularly good match for vocal-heavy music and singer-songwriter recordings on vinyl. The limitation is power output, which does not quite reach the full 100 watts the specification claims without introducing distortion. Wi-Fi and HDMI connectivity are absent, so this is a pure music receiver rather than a home theater hub. But for a beginner who wants to connect a turntable and wireless streaming in one simple box for under $150, the Sony is the most honest starting point available.
The Marantz NR1 comes in at around $500 to $600, and it occupies a unique position in the stereo receiver market. It is the only receiver at this price point that combines a genuinely slim design, 5 HDMI inputs, HEOS network streaming, and the warm Marantz sound character in a single unit. The Free Audio Review notes that no cheaper product exists with equivalent functionality and measurement performance. The ultra-slim chassis, at around 52 millimeters tall, is the defining physical feature. In a living room where equipment stacks are visible and aesthetics matter, the NR1 disappears into a cabinet or sits elegantly on a shelf in a way that standard height receivers cannot. This is the receiver that makes your setup look intentional rather than accidental. The 5 HDMI inputs are what separate the NR1 from every other stereo receiver at this price. You can connect a turntable, a television, a streaming box, a game console, and a Blu-ray player simultaneously without switching cables. HEOS integration allows streaming from Spotify, Tidal, and other services directly without a separate device. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and AirPlay 2 are all built in. The power output at 75 watts per channel is slightly lower than the Denon above it and the Cambridge Audio above that, which means in very large rooms with demanding speakers it may show its limits. But Marantz has a long track record of low failure rates, and the NR1200 represents the best combination of slim design, connectivity, and the Marantz sound at its price.
The Denon DRA900H comes in at around $500, and multiple independent review publications, including Celsus Sound and Down Home Digital, have named it the best overall stereo receiver available. It earns that position by doing something unusual, combining the connectivity of a modern AV receiver with the sound purity of a dedicated stereo amplifier in a single machine. The connectivity is comprehensive in a way that no other stereo receiver at this price matches. 5 HDMI inputs with 4K pass-through, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, AirPlay 2, and HEOS network streaming are all included. A phono input handles turntable connection directly. Optical and coaxial digital inputs cover legacy equipment. This is the receiver that connects everything in your home without compromise. The sound quality is where the DRA900H earns its best overall title. 100 watts per channel drives demanding speakers with authority, and the internal components deliver clean, detailed audio with the kind of dynamic range that makes vinyl listening genuinely exciting. Bi-amping support allows you to run 2 amplifier channels to a single pair of speakers for improved separation and clarity. The design inherits the visual language of Denon's 800NE series and feels like a premium product at every point of contact. The only honest limitation is that at $500, it asks for a meaningful financial commitment. But when you consider that it replaces what would otherwise be a phono stage, a streaming device, an HDMI switcher, and an amplifier, the price is genuinely competitive for what it delivers.
The Cambridge Audio AXR100 comes in at around $600, and it earns the #1 position by delivering a listening experience that goes beyond specifications into genuine audiophile territory. Audiolab describes it as a powerful and refined stereo receiver that delivers 100 watts per channel and stands out as the choice for the entry-level audiophile who wants to hear what their records actually sound like. The sound character is the defining quality of the AXR100. Celsus Sound reviewed it extensively and described a captivating and immersive sound experience with exceptional clarity on instrumental tracks, lifelike and engaging stage sound reproduction, and dynamic vocals on pop recordings rendered with vibrancy and excitement. In the realm of movies and bass-heavy content, they noted its ability to handle powerful sound convincingly. The connectivity includes Bluetooth with support for AAC, aptX, and LDAC codecs, which means wireless streaming at the highest quality that Bluetooth technology currently allows. Built-in Wi-Fi enables Spotify and Apple Music streaming directly from the receiver without a separate device. FM and AM radio tuners are included. A phono input handles turntable connection directly without an external preamp. The AXR100 does not include HDMI inputs, which means it is a pure music receiver rather than a home theater hub. If you need HDMI switching, the Denon or Marantz above it are better choices. But if music is your priority, if your turntable is the centerpiece of your system, and if you want the most musically satisfying receiver available on Amazon at this price, the Cambridge Audio AXR100 is the clear #1.
Here is the straight answer. If you want the best sound under $200 and do not need Bluetooth, the Yamaha RS202 is the pick. If you want a built-in phono input and Bluetooth in one box for under $150, the Sony STR-DH190 is the most complete budget option available.
If you want slim design, 5 HDMI inputs, and the Marantz house sound, the NR1000 at $500 to $600 is the most elegant choice. If you want the best overall connectivity, including HDMI, Wi-Fi, HEOS, and a phono input with genuine audiophile sound quality, the Denon DRA900H is the one. And if music is your priority and you want the most refined, most musically satisfying receiver on Amazon right now, the Cambridge Audio AXR100 is the clear number one. Links to all 5 are in the description below.